I don't know.
So what did you say? You said I was thinking about what you'd say at his funeral,
Yeah,
and then he was like, I was thinking about how I could
how
kill you.
he would kill me. So I want to hear how you would kill me.
Yeah.
Last year on my birthday, he texted me first thing in the
Connor
morning.
remembers everything I ever did to slide him.
Connor's like the world's worst girlfriend.
He's got a list.
Not even, but it pissed me off because the very first thing he texted me about on my birthday was about something completely unrelated to my birthday. And then I was
remembered.
And then like 2 hours later, he texted me. He's like, "By the way, happy birthday."
Yeah, because he saw it on like Instagram or something. Yeah.
I texted him some like business shit related to the band, and then like 2 hours
to find the
later,
text.
he's got the screenshot.
I'm gonna show you because it's actually.
We'll put it up on screen in the podcast.
So
hey, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
These are the speakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've actually never asked you guys.
This is poo.
You'll wish that we would shut up.
I've never asked you guys, where did the band name come from?
Wait. Let's have a vote. Is it
yes?
about speakers, the things that music come out of?
Or like people who speak?
This is a good question.
Actually, let's leave that.
I don't know.
I've always thought about it like speakers,
speakers.
Guest speakers.
No, the other one.
Yeah.
Really?
The thing where noise comes out of these things.
Speakers of the course.
The correct answer is we don't know.
I actually think I played it down at the time because I was like, when we first came up with the name Speakers, this had been after like several months of absolutely zero consensus on what our band name was going to be.
Well, what were some of the failed
So
names?
I started I was like scraping the bottom of the barrel. I was like looking at band name
You
generally.
were just looking at objects and curtains.
Yeah.
Speakers.
We got
And it's
really,
like the way that those like name generators work, they like ask you a bunch of questions and then they come up with answers based on it. And one of them was like speaker, but it was like S.P.E. like all the way to speakers. And I was like, that's really lame. And then I was like, actually,
But if we get rid of the dots,
it's so neutral, it might just work.
Yeah.
it's sick. Like,
And it did, because there were some names that like 3 of us liked, and then one of us was like, that is the fucking worst name I've ever heard. And Speakers was the only one where everyone was like, yeah, that's alright.
No, I think it's great. It's like you said, it's so neutral that it's interesting.
And
like one of my
wasn't
favorite
one of
bands
those
is called Pulley.
which is just like are sick.
That's a way better name than
The only issue is it's impossible to Google. We were talking about.
Oh yeah. Your ranking's terrible. Same with Pulley though.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to like do Pulley punk band.
No, but even if you write Pulley band, it's like buy replacement Pulley bands.
They use bands for Pulleys. It's the worst. That's what I mean. Pulley American punk band.
Yeah.
What were you saying about Inhaler?
Oh, like when the band Inhaler started out, every time you look them up, you just got like pictures of inhalers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Has their
that's a good thing
SEO
that happens to us, I guess.
eventually.
And now no one can buy inhalers.
That's a very
Everyone's like, not the band.
inhaler, yeah. I need to buy an inhaler, I'm getting this music.
People keep coming on.
Yeah, people will hate us.
8,000 deaths due to Inhaler, the band.
the shortage.
Because I think he has asthma, and I think that's the story behind their stupid band name.
He has asthma.
Yeah.
Isn't he like the son of Bono? I don't know why I said that like it's the Bible.
He's the
What's his
Son
name?
of Zachariah, son of Bono.
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
Eli.
Eli.
Is it really
Eli, son of Bono.
Is it really Eli?
Yeah,
That's a Bible
So he does
name.
have a biblical name.
Yeah,
Well,
Eli, son of Bono.
Bono's a mad Catholic, so kind of makes sense.
Bono's in the Bible somewhere.
I don't think he is. I've checked
Yeah,
it.
this is the book of Mark, the book of John, the book of Bono.
The book of Bono, the gospel according to Bono.
He just thinks he's
I would
God.
not
He
that
does,
one
yes.
in there at all. Get Bono out of the Bible. Let's remove Bono.
Let's start a petition.
Let's
not
just
even
say
in
we really like Inhaler.
Yeah.
Just in case they...
Oh, we've literally said nothing bad about it. Honestly, like...
Just set their names.
Yeah, you're kind of just covering your own insecurity, you know?
No,
these are inner thoughts. These are, we know what's that. We know.
That name was stupid.
Did you say?
Someone's halfway down this podcast.
Well, it is on film. We can figure out who said the band name is stupid.
Yeah.
The evidence is
There goes our interview with Bono next week.
I'm just getting a text. He's like, it's not even live, but somehow cancelling
He
the
just
interview.
telepathically knows.
Sure, you've got the window open there. If you just see like a little red laser line come through, and a big point land on Alex's chest, or just
Of course they kill me.
Imagine if
you can
Bono,
go
imagine if Bono
outside.
could
I'm
sense
the
every
Kenny of
time someone
speakers.
was like
sliding
him, his life would be misery. I think that's the same for anyone famous. Like, imagine being Justin Bieber and getting a little like tingle or like a pinch every time someone says like Justin Bieber sucks. Your life would be just pain. But that's not how it works. It actually doesn't matter.
I actually think that would just drive you insane, especially if you were like not famous and it's just like, but it's like
every now and then
you gotta pinch.
Just get with it every now and then.
You know, someone hates it.
It's like 3 a.m. It's like someone's talking shit about it.
It'd be way worse if you're not famous.
Yeah, it would be.
But then you get ultra this is like a Black Mirror episode or something. You get ultra paranoid because you'd be thinking like who it was.
I know.
Because maybe
if you're not famous,
you literally know everyone who
could possibly hate you.
You're at a party and you see two people talking outside, and then one person lips something to the other. You can't hear it,
but you get
then you
tingle.
just get the pinch.
I know, but it could be someone elsewhere. Anywhere.
And it could be a tragic thing, you know.
Imagine after a breakup, how much pinch you get, like every time this person just thinks about what a bad person you are.
It sounds like the worst version of Spidey sense I've ever heard about.
Yes.
Slighty sense.
That was very good.
It's fantastic.
So we were talking before we went on air here at the Beardfire Podcast about what y'all would say to each other's funerals, and also like which one you'd kill, and we said some really dark stuff.
No segue.
No segue.
I don't know.
So what did you say? You said I was thinking about what you'd say at his funeral, and then he was like, I was thinking about how I could kill you.
How he would kill me. So I want to hear how you would kill me.
Yeah.
Well, now you're putting me on the spot.
There's so many options.
Well, I can hardly say that now because then it's going to be like on air.
That is true.
Well, then you can't actually kill him because then
he'll be ready.
Just be like,
I want plausible deniability. You're not going to see it coming.
If you said it, then people would be like, he wouldn't have the balls to say it.
He wouldn't have done it exactly like that, and that's how it happened. It couldn't be him.
He does it like he said it on a podcast.
Yeah, it couldn't be him.
It's got to be a setup. Because someone watched the podcast and then someone was like,
that's true. It could be literally anyone.
Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wait, do you want him to have a fearful death?
No.
He's still vulnerable to heights.
Everyone's vulnerable to heights.
If you're just not afraid of heights, you won't get hurt.
That'd be
amazing. I want you to be afraid.
Okay. It's like those Japanese cooks who want the animals, like the squids, to be afraid.
Yeah, that's screwed
Really?
up.
I'm about to kill you. I imagine they shoot the squid, do they?
With like a Glock 9.
Yeah. They play like Russian roulette. Like, it doesn't work with a Glock.
Ancient Japanese art of preparing squid. He just pulls a Glock out.
You see
like sushi chef.
An old
training for like 50
painting.
years.
Old Japanese paintings with like those waves, and they're there, and there's like he's somehow got a harpoon.
Where'd they get that? I'd love to see like a cave painting, like a caveman, and he's just got like a Les Paul or something. It's like,
that feels like something you would see in like Fibbers or something.
Yeah, that is true.
Is that Cassidy's gaff near the Liffey that's it's got a bunch of paint on the front of the place, like Adventure Time and this old Queens of the Stone Age gig poster and shit like that?
Oh yeah, the furry poster.
Yeah. I just swap one of those in like a cave paint and get a bunch of crayons or something and just on the wall. But
Neolithic Les Paul.
Neolithic,
This is the dawn of time. White guys at parties have been playing Wonderwall.
Yeah. Man, do you all like Les Pauls?
I'm ambivalent.
I think I'm malevolent.
Tell us about that.
Not a fan.
Well, they don't stay in tune, right?
They don't stay in tune. They're really heavy. The ones I've played, and I've owned one, like, just doesn't have any like sustain unless you put like a ton of like, overdrive on.
And they're really expensive.
And they're really expensive.
Like if they weren't that much.
I actively dislike Les Pauls. I like SGs. I like some of the like open body Gibsons. Les Pauls, big thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, have you got any bad experiences recording them or anything?
I just find they're really heavy and like the type of people who play them as well.
So
like they think they're Slash or something.
Yeah.
They're just like very old. Like we're not ageist here on the podcast because I'm also old, but like it's just
Bro's
like
in his 30s. Like
I'm in my 30s. I'm getting there. I'm getting old.
We had our first.
I've got some grey in the beard.
yeah,
When do
I
you
got
get
some
that?
grey in the hair.
Beard is a good place to get the grey, though.
Yeah. I feel like a Marvel
Yes.
You know, like every time like someone gets old in Marvel, they start getting gray in the beard. That's my plan. Yeah.
We had our first ageist experience because
we got kicked off the bill for being too old.
Yeah, we were.
You got kicked out of the playground.
Yeah. We were in the playground. I was just, like, on the monkey bars, and then they were like, "Get out."
So wait, what happened at this gig?
It was an all ages gig, and we were
all ages except old people. Like
yeah, exactly.
Not all of them.
All like ages, my ass.
They say all ages.
Some ages.
What they mean is like below 18 or whatever.
Under ages.
Some ages, not old. Yeah. But yeah, they were
You just
like,
can't get away with calling a gig under ages.
No,
That sounds kind of like sketchy.
Rather dodgy.
underage gig. Not good.
So how did it come up? Like, did they Google you or did they ask you?
No,
your age?
How did they know we were old?
So we.
I blame Alex. I think you're the oldest looking band member.
Yeah.
the
Well,
old
I am the oldest.
Yeah, you're not
band member,
shaved.
Yeah.
I didn't shave. Yeah.
If you shaved
just
and
needs
put
a
like a
little
little
propeller
baseball,
hat.
propeller hat, like shorts,
yeah.
and a lollipop maybe.
That's a good idea.
Then you
Make
could
myself
get
look like a German schoolboy.
Yeah. I'm
I can do
12.
that. But yeah, I think shaving does shave a lot of years off.
That's why I haven't shaved for like 20 years because I look like I'm about 8.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to imagine you with like.
I can't imagine.
The whole time I've known you, you've had this going on.
It's been a long time. It's like, have you seen those videos where like the baby sees the dad after he's shaved and it traumatizes the child?
Yeah.
This is what would happen to all the bands at Beardfire. And to Al. Imagine that. No, isn't he great? He walks in the room and he's just like.
I have seen you. Am I wrong? Hey, have you tied it back sometimes?
Like, for a short period. Wait, the beard. I did samurai hair for like about a week until I got it cut once because it was just like ridiculous.
Yeah. I feel like I remember seeing you tied back.
Yeah, I did.
That's a different flavor of.
Very different flavor. It's kind of hard. It's a difficult one because it really speaks. It's got like a level of confidence that I really don't have. So I have to feel like I have to like meet that. You know what I mean?
Make it. That's
it's like I have to elevate myself to this
Yes, I do think I'm as cool as a samurai.
What you are?
I really am Tom Cruise out of The Last Samurai. Like I said, like you think about the guy from The Witcher, like he is as cool as his hair.
It's the same with clothes and stuff. I feel like when you wear a leather jacket, you need to bring it. You know?
Yeah,
like,
you definitely do too. I've never earned a leather jacket.
Yeah, like I've worn a leather jacket. I've like put it on, looked at myself in the mirror, and I've been like, not today.
Put this back for another 5 years.
Yeah, I look stupid, because I don't have the leather jacket like vibe.
For me, the leather jacket is a big one as well.
Yeah.
I'm very much in that ballpark. I feel like I definitely should have like been shot and ridden way more motorbikes than I have.
Yes. Need a few bullet holes in that thing.
Yeah.
Just shoot the leather jacket a couple of times. And then
I know, but
it's
they
like,
know.
yeah,
I'd know.
Yeah.
I'd know.
So it is a mental
It's
thing.
not like
It's a mental
kind of
thing,
posery.
It's like relicking a guitar or something.
Where do we stand on guitar relicking?
That's bad.
Like pre-relicking before
No,
it's even sold.
Pre-relicking.
Yeah, pre-relicking, like pre-ripped jeans, but
I mean,
with
that's
I mean, if
kinda
you
like
actually like drag a guitar like
Yeah.
at the back of the car, that's acceptable, I'd say, if you do it yourself.
Plus, I feel like you only ever see like pre-relic to guitars like going on those like all of those like kind of Eric Clapton-y things that look like they're made in like the 60s.
Yeah, they're
Whereas when you see like a real like I don't know, like something that's kind of like a cool color, or like think of something that like Kurt Cobain would have played.
Yeah.
And it's like it's all fucked up.
It's a bit faded or something.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't wait till relicking gets to the car industry.
Yeah.
Selling cars with like dents in them.
Yeah.
Dings and dents.
Normalize like having like a fucked up car.
I would love that.
My car would be worth so much more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like even secondhand car sale would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Like it's not a shit car, it's just a relic.
Yeah,
It's a relic. Well, you should just say that. You can say that.
Vintage.
Yeah, totally.
It's a relic.
Fair point.
Officer, my backlight isn't out, it's just relic.
I want.
It's power saving.
I don't want a new car. I want a car that some moron has been driving for 6 years.
Haven't you already got that?
Yay!
Oh, is that your joke? Oh,
my
shit,
point.
sorry.
Yeah, where like you think the dent takes off the price, but it actually adds to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what guitars are you playing? You play a Telly, and what do you play?
I play a Duosonic.
What is a duosonic?
It's
Does it make two sounds at once?
I actually don't. I think it's just kind of like, oh god, where did it come from? I think Kurt Cobain used them. They were also used by Talking Heads and stuff. They're from like the 60s.
Is that? Oh, okay. Because it's not the Kurt Cobain one he got made, the Mangstanster or whatever.
Oh, the Jagstang.
Jagstang.
No, it's well, like my reasoning for getting it wasn't like any of those artists, but like I kind of wanted something that was like the Tom DeLonge Stratocaster, but it was like that's not a very versatile guitar because it's just like one pickup,
right?
One volume knob, and like it's just power chordy stuff. But obviously, with speakers, like you kind of more leady parts thing as well. So
that sounds sick.
But I really liked the color, the Tom DeLonge one. So I was like, I want something that.
What color is your guitar?
Daphne blue. Daphne blue. Yeah.
I never knew that was Daphne with the Scooby-Doo analogy.
She wears purple though.
Daphne blue.
Wait, is that where the...
No, definitely doesn't come from Scooby-Doo.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo wears purple.
I think it's like a made-up color. It's not an actual color.
I know, yeah.
We just...
They also, like, I could have gotten it in Seafoam Green, but I was like, the blue was like calling.
Nice.
And I really like blue guitars in general. I love like your guitar.
Yeah, we should all get matching.
Yeah.
I've got my eyes on a blue bass in X Music, but it's like €1,100.
What is it? What bass is it?
Because it's blue.
Let me think.
Yeah,
It's because it's blue.
He doesn't even know the
300.
I know it's blue and I want it.
That's me with anything that's not a drum kit, to be fair. Like, I have a guitar and a bass, and I don't know. I know the guitar's an Ibanez, and the bass is a Fender. I couldn't tell you shit about it other than that.
Are they blue?
No, I'm afraid not. Bass is red, guitar is black.
Yeah.
Sure, I couldn't afford a blue guitar.
Do you know what's crazy? You do pay extra. So I was looking up the prices of the pink guitar, the 8-string Gear for Music one. The pink one's like $279, which is already ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
The blue one is like $213 or something. It's cheap.
Because I know, like, historically, blue
Pink tax.
was a more, like, difficult color to make.
Yeah, you're talking about...
Like, lapis lazuli and, like, how... Blue was, like, the last color to be, like, made into dye or anything.
We know the guy whose granddad invented cobalt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He invented a freaking
Cobalt,
color.
what a name.
It's blue and it's a sick blue. It was in the first few paintings in the...
Is cobalt not like an element on the periodic table?
It is.
Okay.
It is now.
Because of that guy.
The color was so rich that it became an
Yeah, why is it a element? Maybe they used...
It's a metal, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah, and it's
metal.
that
They were able to...
extract the metal.
But lapis lazuli, where do you, besides Minecraft, where do you get lapis lazuli from?
I think it's a...
You have to mine down.
No, well, I think you mine it in Minecraft, so I assume it's like a mineral.
Biblically accurate Minecraft.
Be not afraid.
Be not afraid. I saw a biblically accurate fork on
Is it the one
Instagram.
with the
Just had like
spaghetti on it?
eight. It just had a ton of forks on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Be not afraid. Blue. I love. So Fender based all their colors off cars.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they're all just car rip-off colors because they were like, what's cool? Cars. Yeah. Do you know what I dislike? Like inordinately. And I see it as hyper cheap, and I think it's because of my own experiences. But like, the black Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah, we
were talking about that.
Isn't that just like the default guitar? And it's like the one you would get in Fortnite without paying any money, and you want all the other ones.
Default skin
it's
guitar.
just default skin guitar, and I think the problem is it was the first thing I had, which was a terrible Chinese Squire, and it was a black Strat, and it's also like I feel like it's like the like the Guitar Hero guitar, probably. I presume it's like a black Strat, probably. It's just
Is there one in the room?
Can you? No, there is absolutely not one in the room.
No, they don't even cool guitars in here.
Yeah. Although to be fair, we do have one.
We have one at home.
Oh fuck, never mind.
It's actually quite cool. It's an 80s Korean Squire, is it?
Yes.
And a friend of ours
it's Japanese,
found
isn't
it. Yeah.
It's a Japanese...
But they're great. They're
great.
Literally awesome.
The Japanese Fenders, which eventually they just changed the name to Squire, were like better than
They were
the
so
American
good.
Fenders for a while.
There's like this golden age of Wicked.
And that's when this is from. It's like 82 or something like that.
And it's so weird. It's got such weird hardware. Anyway, a friend of ours, Aaron, found it in a dump.
Yeah.
and just grabbed it. It's like, oh, that's a guitar. So he took it home and looked it up, and they sell for like $1,400 now. And then he gave it to us in return for some recording. But
sounds like a myth.
yeah,
it really does.
it's the true myth.
I feel like that would not happen in Dublin if you went out to like the dump.
No, but that was in Dublin. Was it? Where was it?
I don't know.
What year was it?
I mean,
I don't know. Not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like last
What I'm
year.
gathering from this is that as soon as we're done here, I'm going to the dump.
We need to go to the dump once a week.
Yeah.
Because you could find
You
something
should probably
for like
dump
€1,000.
more than once a week.
just have
I mean, I have a mate that found one of her guitars in a dump. Like, she calls
Is
it a
that
dumpster
the
guitar
toilet
because she
joke?
found it in the rubbish.
No, really.
Yes, Alex.
It's not like a Fender anything, it's like an acoustic guitar, but she found it in the rubbish.
Nice. That's pretty good. You do find some cool stuff. I remember we found like a. Remember we got that. Was it an Egmont or something? That acoustic.
You mean your man from Sonic?
Eggman.
I also okay.
Jim
Here's the
Perry.
thing, right? Isn't he actually called Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah.
So why is he also Dr. Eggman?
I think it was like American. It was
Yeah.
region based. It was in America or
Eggman.
somewhere.
Dr. Robotnik is so much better than
Robotnik.
Eggman.
Yeah.
Video games.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Do you play them?
Yes.
Yeah.
All? You?
I don't have time for them anymore.
Penguin?
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin? Did you play Club
I was
Penguin?
like 12.
Okay, good. Yeah, the Club Penguin.
She thinks she's better than the rest
Animal
of us.
Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
That's
Yes.
as violent as it's gonna get.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
Animal Crossing?
It's pretty.
Animal
I mean,
Crossing
it's
is really
capitalism,
nice.
so it's pretty violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like being in debt for like
Ever.
your whole life. That's the true horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have very little
New
time
Leaf
for
was
the
good.
games.
Yeah, we bonded over this driving back from Galway like last week.
So on the Switch, so did you both have a copy? Or what
That was
did
the
you-
3DS one, right?
Oh, New Leaf!
wow.
We never had New Leaf. What was
Never had
the
a
one?
3DS.
Wild World was on DS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Then Let's Go to the City was Wii, New Leaf, and then what was it?
Wait,
Horizons
you've
or
played
something?
all of
Horizons
those?
is on the Switch, yeah.
Have you played the?
Wow.
Did you play the first one on GameCube?
No, I actually
We
did.
did. That
Really?
was sick.
You just have to get one over immediately.
Everyone was such a bitch in the GameCube one though. Everyone was like taking the piss out of you and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
very chastising.
Yeah.
And yet we got up every morning to collect those bells
it was
and
just
shake
such
those
a like
trees.
unique game back then. Like,
Yeah.
man, remember when we? How did we discover KK Slider for the first time? Because obviously, like,
it was magical.
we didn't know anything. Like, we weren't even and he was just up there by the train station or whatever.
Was that KK Folk or what was that?
I just made that up.
Oh, okay, sorry. Which one's
I should get hired by Nintendo.
You guys should do a cover.
That was very good.
I would do a cover of a KK Slider song.
KK Blues is really good. KK Fusion's excellent.
Yeah.
I've got no idea what's going on.
He plays lame games like
What is
This
this
little
stuff?
Oh no.
cartoon
Nintendo?
white dog in the
Cartoon White Dog, yeah.
in the Animal Crossing games called KK Slider, and he's a musician.
And he turns up every Saturday at like the train station. Well, this is in
your
the
village, your town, what have you,
Yeah.
and play some songs.
And if you
Okay.
if you go to his gigs every week, he'll give you like a tape of his songs, and eventually he
Very cool.
collects them all, put them on in your house.
We used
Animal
to
Crossing.
have a radio show on the actual
this is
radio.
so stupid.
And we used to play KK Slider songs.
Oh, I love that.
And we used to introduce them really seriously. Like
Yeah.
there's this because the show was called Rhythm and Roots Show, so we play like old timey ragtime and blues and stuff. So it made sense to play KK Slider.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's for a new generation. Like,
Yeah, everyone. It's a new leaf.
Yeah, we gotta educate children in music history.
It's like, do you ever imagine what music will sound like in like 50 years? It's like, imagine
Yeah,
like
I don't know
what the 60s thought music would be like.
I know, it's so weird, like, because it almost feels like we've kind of
It's
just
only
done
50
it.
years since the 70s, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we've
of
done
like,
music.
Yeah,
But
think
like,
of, what's
who
happening.
the hell knows? They probably thought that in the 70s as well. They're like, well,
Definitely.
It's over.
done everything.
It's
so-
over.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin happened.
I think
else
we're
does
way
that.
more closer to like needing to like change fundamentally like the 12th
medium.
tone.
I totally.
like,
Because I tell you what,
thing.
there is. I often think about this. There is like a diminishing returns eventually. I mean, every time a song gets written, that's one less. And I mean, a lot of them are the same anyway, certainly from a chord progression perspective. But like, every time a song, you know, obviously it's infinite ultimately, but in terms of the human perception, the options available unless you start moving into like length, like making a 12-minute song. But if you kind of look at like the 3 or 4 minute song, every time a song is written, the pool of songs essentially diminishes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it does, you know. But we do have to think about that, because the 12-tone equal temperament thing, it is quite limiting, and it's going to take. But how long is it going to take for people's ears to adapt? Because this is the thing, we are so trained to hear that like is out of tune, and when you hear certain Eastern music and stuff like that, it can really take a while. It's like, oh, they messed up. It's like, no, that's the thing, you know.
Because like when I was in college, like one of the things that we like learned is that obviously with equal temperament, the way it works is that there's a compromise. Like nothing is in tune.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just our ears are used to hearing.
Yeah.
Like
and
the third.
And the closest thing you can do is intonate whatever instrument you're working on to be as approximately correct as possible. So nothing really is in tune, really, ever.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, the closest two notes you can get, it's only down to cents anyway, which is
like I think the fifth is like 3 or 4 cents out. Which
that's what I mean.
And
like,
even that, we've just decided that they're cents as well. You know, there's obviously
many ways to approach it.
Basically, infinitely small amounts of.
And I also think the you know the dissonances that occur through that. I mean, I love it with vocal harmony as well, where like as you see, like when you melodyne stuff, like it absolutely, like if you melodyne it too much, you absolutely just just sounds like crap, you know. Whereas actual voices and the interplay, or even if you look at like classical music, like the fretless stuff, and the fact that you essentially always kind of vibrate or you know use vibrato on a note in order to be above and below it, kind of oscillating. That's much more interesting to the ear than something actually being in tune, you know.
It's like the one violin versus 12 violins playing the same thing. It's like a slight tuning differences.
It's a fascinating thing, and I think as well, like you know, because again, like playing the 8-string and stuff, it's really fun to
always back to the 8-string.
Always back to the 8-string, baby. It should just be there.
Playing my awesome guitar.
Oh, it's not
today
it's
on the podcast. The 8-string guitar.
But isn't it? I guess like, you know, that's one area where, because you see it with like Tosin Abasi and people like that now on guitar, like just doing the weirdest things, you know.
Yeah, totally.
I think technique as well is where we'll probably see a bit of innovation. Where do you see it going, Conor?
Well, I think. Are we still?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. Well, like I think one thing, maybe it's just because like I'm like kind of, I consider myself kind of plugged in with like what's happening in music and stuff, but I feel like you have like everything. Well, not everything, but so much of what you like have coming out these days, people are calling derivative in some way. Which I feel like is something that probably until the like late 80s, 90s, that wasn't really as much of a concept, because it's kind of like all of this stuff was more or less kind of being done for the first time, I guess. Whereas like now, I think, and I mean, I'm not even speaking this, like this is like different for us. Like we obviously kind of wear our influences pretty proudly. But like whether it's derivative or not, or even if something is derivative, that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be good or something. Totally. So it's an interesting kind of conversation.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there would that period between like the 1950s and say 2000, like that 50-year period. The acceleration of technology in recording instruments, electronic instruments, and stuff like that was so incredibly rapid. Like every 5 years, it was like completely revolutionized, you know, and so you ended up with like these really solidified genres and periods of time that had a very distinctive sound, and then what's happened, I guess, like with the kind of the egalitarianism now of kind of access to instruments and technology, and then
streaming,
and the ability to stream and like share,
and the ability to share your music and to just get it on a platform.
So now it's just like everything's there, and then where we find the kind of interesting things is in those kind of those strange and specific like intersections between genres. What was that guy, Bill Murray? Do you know Bill Murray? Not the actor.
Ghostbusters?
No.
Who's Bill Murray?
Bill Murray, we were introduced to him yesterday. He's
not
like
physically.
No. He's like a musician who, like, well, put it this way, the latest thing is like, it's kind of like emo new metal country. There's like banjos in it, you know, but it's...
But he talks like this.
Correct. Dude, it's so weird. So you know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of things, but it is kind of freaky that we may never see another like entirely new genre, you know.
It looks like AI is like a whole stuff now.
But
AI is
mainly isn't. I don't have a problem with genre or like song structure not changing. What bothers me is everything sounding the same in terms of how it's mixed.
Yeah,
that's what is a real problem with me with pop music, because I'm like, this could be a good song, but like the mix is just the
that's
same.
it. Yeah,
It's all amalgamated.
It's
like
kind
there's
of no
this perfect
experimentation
way.
anymore.
Yeah, there's like
We've
a
just got
perfect
kind
way
of
to
like
mix
a
it.
template, and especially I think people who really come from like, you know, through college and learn and study like music production, they kind of just a lot of the time end up falling into those same norms of like, this is how you mix a song, this is and then, you know, you get music that sounds fine, but it's like
a good example of it was the new Queens of the Stone Age album. It's not that new anymore, but Times New Roman. Yeah, I remember listening to that for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, this sounds so ugly." Yeah. But then after listening to it for a while, I was like, "Wait, this is actually brilliant because this does not sound like every other rock album."
Exactly. You know, you're exactly right, and I think this is the funny thing as well. Like when you listen back to some of your favorite records, especially from, you know, I had an interesting experience like listening back to the records I listened to when I was kind of a teenager, and you sometimes you're so surprised by like two things that really surprised me. One was I used to not know why I didn't like certain records or by certain bands and stuff like that. And then listening back now, I'm like, oh right, the mix is fucked. Like, you know, there's no low end, or like the drums sound shit, or like the vocals are just, you know, or like the vocals got like too much reverb, and those are the kind of things I just instinctively knew, you know, then. But then also listening back to records like, I don't know, At the Drive-In, Relationship Command, like albums like that where they would never get mixed like that today.
No. And they,
but man, they're so great, you know.
Like the guitars are out of tune on that record in some songs, and you don't even notice it when you're like listening to it because it creates
even Rage Against the Machine. Like, there's no way those records would sound like that now. You know what I mean? When you listen back to them, it's like these records are really weird, you know. Especially when you're used to mixing stuff.
But they're so unique, and they capture like memories so well, because like there's certain records where as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh shit, I feel like I'm 13 again, because like just that sonic space that they created in that is so strong, whereas like a lot of music now, it's like you have to wait until it's that song before you can kind of get into it.
That's what I mean, where I feel like in terms of song structure and stuff, the real place where you can do a lot of experimentation and you can still get creative is in the mixing. How it sounds in that department.
Well, that's production. I mean, it's so important, and I think this is the thing as well. Like we have so much access to quantizing, you know, automation, auto-tune, hyper editing everything down, and like just taking kind of infinite takes and stuff. And we're as guilty as this as anybody, you know. Well, we have been, and so like we've got all these tools, so I feel like where it might, you know, people might start to experiment and find, you know, the really good stuff again is in applying limitations to what they're doing.
Definitely.
Because I think, you know, when you think about like you have all these infinite plugins, you've got external hardware, you've got the ability to just do infinite tracks, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, committing to things, like learning parts really well before recording them rather than just doing them like 2 bars at a time. Vocalists like actually getting really good at singing and not relying too heavily on these tools, you know. And then just limiting it and just saying, look, I know, you know, it's like a sport, you know. The only reason a sport works, like football or whatever, is because there's rules. Like you can't just pick the ball up and throw it in the goal. You can't have 30 guys on one team and 2 on another. You know what I mean? Like there's rules, and then it works. And I think that's the thing with music, because we're so spoiled. Applying these like external, or when you're kids and you play games, you know, and it's like, you know, you're the cops, I'm the robbers, and well, you know, you stick to the game and it makes sense, and there's a fairness to it and a quality to it. And but that's some of the stuff we've been doing recently. It's just like just gone, the next song we do with blah blah artists, like instead of having 125 tracks like we did last time, like let's just imagine we've got like 24 fucking tracks, and what would we do, And
tracking stuff live as well, like and it's so like because people are so afraid of that now. They're like, oh, but how can we quantize it? Like, how can we? It's like, dude, just go. It sounds so fucking good.
It does.
If you have a tight band. Even if there's a bit of deviation, even if it speeds up a little bit.
Well, Slipknot, like you can hear them go in and out of time. Well, in their early records.
Tool never track to a click.
That's amazing.
They just track. They track the drums with everyone playing,
and then layer the other
takes.
stuff.
They might edit like little bits here and there, but like there's no click to it. And that's a band that I always assumed like, oh, obviously they'd like
hyper edited.
No, they're just good. Like
they're just that good. Yeah, you can feel it actually.
And
now
you can feel it like. I've been listening to it and noticing like, oh yeah, the song gets way faster like in this bit, and it's like, and that's something that even with like a modulating click, you can never nail. Like that sounds even weirder when you try to have like tempo changes on a click track through a song because it's such an unnatural kind of thing.
It does feel kind of weird.
Yeah,
and it's playing to a click with a tempo change. It's just
it's so hard to smoothly like.
I feel like you guys have done this.
Did you see our eyes?
I saw everyone like, oh no, we've done the thing. Else is really bad.
I just turned to Joe like.
No, it's like it sounds like a great idea, but then it's just like it's so hard to get this like the transition into those kind of parts.
We were like because we were just recording. Alan's producing our drums and stuff for the next few songs that we're doing. She's very good.
Yes.
And we were in the studio and we had recorded the drums, and obviously we kind of got to Alan's been working on Common. She can tell you all about that herself, her late nights.
Like I've been on nights the last 4 nights, and I was just comping drums
like a mad woman.
for like 3 different
just like
artists.
pots of coffee and cigarettes and like a detective trying to solve a case.
But when we were in the studio last week, you were like trying to take this like altruistic, but what if we didn't edit the drums? And me and Alan were just there like, no way, are you kidding?
What did I say?
You were like, but like, what if like we wanted to have like a different sound? And it's like you wanted to sound out of time, basically.
No, because this is the thing. When you go on a click, when you go like, then you have to commit to that process for sure. And for certain styles of music, that is the way. Definitely. I mean, if you're using arpeggiated synths, if you're using certain things like delays that are on the BPM, whatever, like there's things that where that process. So again, like we're not like saying it's one or the other, but it is.
Depends on the kind of.
You have to. It's in the pre-production is thinking about what will be the best process for this song, rather than defaulting always to like the click and copy.
And again, it totally comes back to the tracking as well, because if you know you're not going to quantize stuff and you know you're not using a click, you do a shitload more takes. You really working with. If you know you can,
and you still comp, but you comp like linearly instead of like or like on an x-axis instead of a y-axis.
What? Whoa, Matt's bringing statistics into this.
No. When you're on a click,
you're comping in the fourth dimension.
I'm comping in the fourth dimension. No, when you're on a click, like you're exactly. Like this, so you're building it that way. But if you've done takes, you grab them, so you get your best take, and then if there's a crap bit anywhere, you just take it from the other takes. And presuming you haven't messed up your engineering and everything.
Time.
So you've got a gig coming up, right?
We do. Well,
Conor.
Yeah. We just have played Derry quite recently.
Yeah, it was
pretty
great.
good. A Monday's Child. It was really fun. We're going to be gigging in the Soundhouse again on the 21st of July with Glass Mirror.
Mirror Glass.
Mirror Glass. Other way around. Glass
That was the French version.
There was another band, Glass Tree. Shout out.
Glass
As long as they don't realize you're old again.
Yeah. So long as no one, we got, as we discussed, we got kicked off for being too old before.
So go to the gig.
Yeah.
So I don't think we really finished that point. How did they contact you to tell you that you're too old?
The band themselves.
Don't name any.
The band who shall not be named. There's not like it wasn't their fault.
They wanted to have us.
The organizer. The organizer said we were too old.
They like vetoed it, right?
But like didn't straight up say it was like you would be the oldest band we've had.
That's worse somehow.
They euphemized it for you.
Yeah. And I was like, we can, whatever.
We can go off the record.
We can
go off the record.
Oh yeah, so cut this. We're cutting this next bit.
It's
What will we end?
And we still have to watch the video that you guys filmed. The song.
Oh yeah, that went
What
really
song
well.
did you play?
We played Cooler Talk, right?
Yeah,
we played Cooler Talk.
We played Cooler Talk.
Do you think you did? Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah.
Sweet.
But
Our
if we
memory
didn't
isn't
play
very good.
Cooler
We're very
Talk,
old.
You played another song. What song could you have played if
We
you
could
didn't
have
play?
played
like Nothing to You or Call or something.
potentially.
But you know, I think we played Cooler Talk.
Your memories are just so short. That
yeah.
It's
I
all
mean,
the drugs.
Woke up this morning feeling too arrested, briefly free from tedious monotony. I guess it's well earned. I feel less than alive. I heard it by the cooler of the year today. There's something wrong with Brad. He can't come in today. He's working from home, 6 feet on the ground. I'm so stressed I can't think. No traffic, the line's still red. I'm waking up to go to bed. I don't wake papers, I just sign a rap a song in a box and send it off and die so sad. I'd rather stick to Cooler Talk track. Working 9 to 5 and life's just straight. I've been employee of the month for 4 years and I'm sad, but I'm living for the Cooler Talk track. Tim's looking smug. Brad's office getting cleared today. Didn't wait. He's always had his eye on that mahogany desk. And this revolving door spins on and on forever. His office is a tether. This desk is my life. And I'm so stressed I can't think. No traffic, the line's still red. Stuck working here until I'm dead. Why don't we papers? I just signed a rubber song in a box and send it on and die so sad. I'd rather stick to Cooler Talk track. Working 9 to 5 and life's just straight. I've been employee of the month for 10 years straight. I'm sad, but I'm living for the Cooler Talk track. When I swear I'm on a person, that's too late. I'm done that track and canceling myself. This is my last week. This is my last night. This is my last. And I wouldn't worry too much about the empty office. Brad's replacement's already bringing in his boxes. Brad's name scratched off the door. Guess it's back to the origin, but I come in as a human being today. It's how many years have I sunk into this place? Working endlessly, I can't repeat these days I've wasted. Don't tell me what I'm missing, I don't want to know. Why do we papers? I just sign a rap a song in a box and send it off to die so sad. I'm dying from the Cooler Talk track. Working 9 to 5 and life's so straight. I've been employee of the month for 50 years straight. Oh man, I'm dying from the Cooler Talk track. Like 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 the Cooler Talk track.
Actually,
What's everyone's favorite drug?
we're living in a 5-dimensional
Religion.
state.
Caffeine.
Yeah, love.
It's the best drug.
Love is the best drug.
Love is a good drug. What about you? What's your drug that's not actually a drug?
I was gonna say
There could be a
caffeine, but that's
drug.
an actual drug.
That's an
We
actual
need
drug.
fake drugs.
Yeah.
Like sappy drugs, you know, like love and shit.
Well, while he thinks about it, Alan, you got one.
You ever get asked to tell a joke and you forget every joke you ever heard?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But,
If we get asked about drugs,
What's
you
your
forget every
favorite
drug.
Quantizing.
Probably chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Quantizing.
Quantizing.
That's sweet quantizing.
Yeah.
all my veins to be in time.
I want my veins.
I want my
want my heart beating
exactly
perfectly.
90
That's so emo. Wow.
Oh, that'd be a great, like, drug in a sci-fi movie or something.
A drummer who can only
sets your heartbeat.
He can only drum to the tempo of his heart.
Dude, that'd be so handy because
it walks in and you start playing a lot faster.
Instead of being on a click, you just set your heart rate to whatever the BPM is.
The click was in you, Fab.
Wow.
I do remember
was in your heart the whole time.
Like back when I first got my first copy of GarageBand, that like my old guitar teacher, he gave me like this shitty old iPhone of his, and I was like to start recording my first demos. One of the first things that I did was like I put it like right up to my heart, and I couldn't hear it, and then I put on like the distortion plugin, and then I could actually hear my heartbeat with the crappy like iPhone mic.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I was like, that's.
Wow.
But at the time, like I didn't really know what to do with it.
That is a man. It's
probably a danger in that. I feel like
distorted heartbeat. That's cool.
Because like you know the way when you distort it, it like brings it out more.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't know just how to like make it louder.
Well, I'll tell you why. And we're trying to listen to it on a phone, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably because the fundamental frequency of a heartbeat, I presume, is pretty low.
Yeah.
It's probably under 100 hertz, and then
and distortion and saturation just adds
harmonics.
Up
You
the
could sample a heartbeat and use it as your kick.
You
For
could.
drums.
You need to be very sure nothing was going to jump out at you.
Yeah, you'd want to do that. I mean, sure, you could just make a loop, I presume.
Yeah, just get the.
imagine setting a song tempo to whatever your heartbeat was.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Imagine this, right?
Yes.
For a tempo change, you start like running.
Running, watching scary jump videos.
Scary jump videos.
Scary jump videos. The man jumped and now I'm scared.
We're terrifying.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then once that BPM is set, then you have to write a song around everything.
Oh, so like it's a game. So you take your
and you make like a weird prog song around your
and you recorded it so
heartbeat BPM.
It speeds up and it slows down.
Well, it's just it's whatever your heart did in that like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you have to like hold your breath, run, get jump scared by the scary jump man.
Yes.
And what else can you do to your heart? Oh yeah, drink like 10 cans of Monster.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, get shot with a tranquilizer dart maybe to slow it down.
Oh, that's the end. That's what the very end.
Fade out maybe.
You just die like that's the end.
Fucking powerful tranquilizer dart if it's gonna kill you. Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but I'm thinking about everything that preceded it. I think the mixture of like Monster and tranquilizer.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
It is such a weird sound though, because like you obviously, when you go to the doctor or something and they're like listening to your heartbeat or whatever, like that's what they're hearing, but like you've no idea what they're hearing. So when I got to do
then
that,
you put the things in your ears and you get to hear what you're hearing.
you got to do that. I was never allowed.
I don't know.
I assume it's not like sanitary or something.
I haven't been to a doctor since I was 16.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously.
Go to the
Well,
doctor,
let's
man.
change that.
I'm doing fine. Still alive, baby. My plan is just to fall over one day.
Yeah,
And
that's
get
the way
back
to go.
And mostly get back up,
most of the
but
time,
eventually there'll be the one where I don't get back up.
He's
I'm okay
not
with
getting up this time.
it.
Do you want to go out just like that? Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, that would be
little
good.
cue or
When you're like
something
100
that,
years
back
old or
photograph.
something.
I want
120.
the Sopranos death.
He's on about Sopranos.
Sopranos
Didn't take that
again.
long to get on the
Gotta
Sopranos.
get onto that. I'm nearly
What's the
finished it.
Sopranos death?
It's
You
the
get
ending.
shot.
Don't Stop Believing, where it's like, don't stop. And then
Oh, I've
credits.
never seen it.
Yeah, it cuts to black, and the implication is that he got shot in the back of the head.
Okay.
And you don't even hear the gunshot because you're dead before you even hear the
I thought you said
gunshot.
you hadn't finished it.
Well, you know the Sopranos.
I mean, I didn't. I do now. Now I don't need to
shit.
watch the Sopranos.
Sorry, bro. My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's also
Does
how you
anybody
also
watch the
spoiled your own
podcast?
death because that's how
Yeah.
it's.
Cut out the Sopranos.
And
Spoiler.
Just
Is that how you imagine killing
That's
him?
what I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, again,
No, he wants it to be slow and like he wants me to be
Yeah,
terrified and
afraid.
shit. You know, like,
He's got very
Saw
expressive
type, yeah.
eyes. I think I could do something.
why did that sound like so perverted?
That is going to be admissible evidence, by the way.
That is, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
He wants to
Friends
He's
see
my
it.
best friend. It's okay. It's not weird.
yeah, we can joke about this.
Something weird about this podcast.
just blink,
So,
send
on that
a message in
note,
Morse
yeah.
code by blinking at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. He's been blinking this whole time.
You've been blinking this whole time.
No, he just that was like a hate crime. What you just did then.
Yeah,
I
in
blinked?
Morse code. Yeah. Just so you know.
Okay, that's okay.
We'll leave it in as evidence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you like blink a hate crime, does that
counts?
That counts.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, thanks again for coming on our podcast.
You're very welcome. I'm very welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Bye.
You can go now if you want.
That's how this works.
We'll just cut it like the Sopranos.
Yeah. This has been Beardfire Studios, and this is Rowan. This is Al
From Speakers.
From Speakers. Yeah.
Oh no.
From who?
We've body swapped.
Now we have to do.
We did a Freaky Friday.
We did a Freaky Friday. It's like
Freaky Saturday.
I'm Conor.
Strange Saturday.
Strange
There's
Saturday.
only two. There's 2 years and 4 of us.
Yeah, so like
two people and everybody.
There's 2 people inside.
Me and Alan.
We're like split. Like 2 of you are one of us.
Oh yeah. So like
There's
Conor
2
and
Rowans, 2
Ellen
Als.
are
In me.
both in Rowan. And me and Joe.
Yeah, we're leaving that take in.
Or what if like
Our spirits.
Yeah, spirits.
Yeah.
What
I
if,
didn't
like,
feel anything.
Yeah.
me and Alan
No.
body swap with you two, and you two are just like in the void.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking somebody would be in
good,
limbo, like just big chilling between reality.
Yeah. And then we like.
So what happens to your husk bodies? They go limp.
Well, you. Oh wait, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Then you like Weekend at Bernie's us. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Freaky
yeah.
Friday and Weekend at Bernie's put together.
So
That's a hit.
am I Conor or Ellen, and who's?
No, Ellen, you,
I got
Conor,
very quiet.
you, and then Joe and I
Are
lost to the
completely
void.
We just don't get Freaky Friday at all.
You guys just ragdoll and like.
Yeah.
Wait, why don't you guys swap with each other?
Oh yeah, that's what did we think
There
about?
you go.
Yeah,
Poor Joe.
Joe and I.
Joe and I.
Yeah.
Never be the same. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up the podcast.
That bombshell.
This is amazing. Thank you very much. These are speakers. Go on the internet and find them.
I'm waving.
Stream Cooler Talk.
Drink all the time.
Bye.
Bye.